simmering tension between the duplicitous Duke and his facelift-enhanced wife. Here's the red carpet arrival.
List.
I feel fortunate that our children are.
It began like just any lazy afternoon scroll through TikTok until that one clip froze everyone mid-scroll. A grainy, shaky 2-minute video from a woman who said she once knew Meghan Markle back in her high school days. And what she spilled in that video? Oh, it didn't just stir gossip, it ignited a wildfire.
Make that go away. But there's real estate. On a website homepage, there is real estate there on a newspaper front cover. And something has to be filled in there about someone royal.
Her name? Laya, a quiet former classmate from Immaculate Heart High School. She wasn't some fame-hungry wannabe chasing clout. Nope, her account had always been private. Until that very day. And when she finally decided to speak up, curiosity didn't just wake up, it erupted. The clip starts with Laya smiling nervously into the camera, saying softly, "I've held this in for years." Then, with a look of disbelief, she adds, "Seeing Meghan pretend she's always been this humble, relatable person." Yeah, no, that's not the Meghan I knew. And just like that, boom, the internet exploded. Chaos, speculation, memes. Everyone wanted to know who is the real Meghan Markle?
Nice. Now, we were just saying how we never have a moment to catch.
Within hours, that video shot up to millions of views. The comment sections turned vicious. Every word Laya said was dissected like evidence in a courtroom. Her pauses, her smirk, her tone, nothing escaped analysis. But what truly sent the internet into meltdown were the claims that followed. Laya painted young Meghan as someone not shy, not overlooked, but calculated, ambitious, Hollywood. One viral comment said, before Hollywood even called her name. According to Laya, Meghan was far from the quiet, misunderstood girl she often claimed to be. Oh no, she was the total opposite. Driven, strategic, a performer. She knew exactly how to charm teachers, pick the right crowd, and play innocent whenever it worked in her favor. And then came the line that made jaws drop. Laya said Meghan used to laugh and say she'd marry rich not for love, but because she was meant for something bigger. They thought she was joking. Turns out, maybe she wasn't. That one sentence hit like a thunderclap. It didn't sound like some random teenage fantasy, it sounded like a prophecy. And once social media caught wind of it, theories started spinning like tornadoes. Overnight, Reddit threads popped up titled things like, "So Meghan's been planning this since high school?" And "Her ex-friend just confirmed everything we suspected." Twitter or X, depending which side you're on, erupted with hashtags #HighSchoolMeghan and #PlannedPR. While everyone online was laughing, gossiping, and pointing fingers, the mood inside Montecito was anything but light. Sources said Prince Harry was furious. He reportedly stormed out of their home office after seeing the clip blow up online. One insider revealed he felt completely blindsided, like every time Meghan's past is finally quiet, another ghost shows up. Every few months, the source said, it's another friend, another secret, another headline. And Harry's anger wasn't just about gossip, it was exhaustion. Because this wasn't new. Every time Meghan tried to rebuild her image, someone from her past resurfaced to tear it down. First, an old friend, then a half-sister, and now someone from her teenage years. And the timing couldn't be worse. Because just a few days before, Meghan had appeared on the cover of a top lifestyle magazine, glowing under the headline, Meghan Markle, from girl next door to global humanitarian.
But what's so interesting about it is that it is so much worse than we could reasonably have expected.
But oh, the irony. Because just as that feel-good narrative hit the shelves, a 2-minute TikTok was tearing it to shreds. And it didn't stop there. Within hours, the story leapt from social media to major outlets, the Daily Mail, Page 6, The Mirror. Even American shows like Entertainment Tonight and Inside Edition jumped in, playing the video with dramatic voiceovers. And just when people thought it couldn't get wilder, it did. Laya posted again. This time, she doubled down. She said Meghan used to brag about knowing how to get whatever she wanted and that she'd even practiced TV interview answers in front of her friends years before her acting career began. She had this energy, Laya said, like she was rehearsing for the life she thought she deserved. At the time, they all laughed. Now, no one's laughing. That quote became the headline of the week, plastered across blogs and tabloids worldwide.
Securely tucked away on a private, gated street.
For Meghan, it was an absolute PR nightmare. Her team scrambled. Allegedly, quiet warnings went out to networks calling Laya's story unverified gossip, but the move backfired instantly. Because the moment people heard that Meghan's camp was trying to silence someone, boom, the internet did what it does best. Conspiracy theories multiplied. And where was Meghan during all this? Hiding, apparently, or as one Hollywood insider put it, in a state of disbelief. She thought her past was behind her, the source said. But it keeps finding her. Fame isn't just about building your image, it's about surviving your old one. Meanwhile, Harry's patience was wearing thinner by the hour. He reportedly called an emergency meeting with their PR team, demanding a counterattack. He hates seeing Meghan humiliated again, said one insider. But at the same time, he's tired of the cycle defend, deny, deflect. He just wants peace. But peace? Nowhere in sight. Because before things could calm down, the Times confirmed that they'd reached out to Laya for comment, and she hinted that she wasn't done talking. In fact, she teased she had receipts, screenshots, emails, maybe even old yearbook notes. And that sent the internet into meltdown. People flooded her comments, begging her to post everything. Some were ready to see Meghan finally exposed. Others accused her of betrayal of trying to ruin another woman's life for fame. The situation spiraled into a full-blown culture war, part gossip circus, part moral battlefield. But for Meghan and Harry, this wasn't entertainment. This was personal and potentially devastating. Because if those receipts were real, even slightly embarrassing, they could torpedo everything Meghan had built: her upcoming podcast, her lifestyle brand, even that rumored Netflix documentary. Her entire empire was built on relatability, on being every woman who made it. But if the world began to believe that was all an act from the start, the illusion could shatter forever. And that's where things got darker, because sources close to the Sussex circle whispered that Laya wasn't the only one talking anymore. Apparently, her video had given others courage, people who'd known Meghan during her early Hollywood days or even during her first marriage. Some were already in touch with reporters promising context about who Meghan was before Prince Harry. The timing? Chillingly perfect. Almost too perfect. Like a coordinated takedown. And to Harry, this felt like betrayal from every direction. He reportedly snapped at one of his advisors, shouting, "Why do they keep coming for her? Why won't they just stop?" But as one royal watcher bluntly put it, that's the curse of modern royalty. When you build your fame on your story, the world feels like it owns a piece of it. Once you let the public in, your narrative stops belonging to you. And as Meghan and Harry were about to learn, once the internet turns your past into a weapon, there's no putting it back in the box. But oh, the real shocker? That was still to come. But what truly made this clip blow up wasn't nostalgia, it was what came after. Because just hours later, the same teen friend Laya went live. And this time, she didn't hold anything back. Looking straight into the camera, she began, "I don't hate Meghan, but people need to know that the woman the world sees today, the Duchess, the humanitarian, the activist, that's not the girl we grew up with." Then she paused, eyes trembling just slightly, and added, "She wasn't kind to everyone. She wasn't the outcast like the tabloids say. She wanted power. She chased it. And boom, that was it. That was the moment social media detonated. Every word Laya spoke poured gasoline on a fire Meghan had spent years trying to smother. She claimed Meghan once said she'd never settle for less than royalty, and that she had plans to make her mark, no matter who she had to charm. Those words, brutal, ambitious, unapologetic, changed the entire conversation. It wasn't just gossip anymore. It was character assassination, depending on which side you stood. Within minutes, royal reporters jumped into the chaos. Headlines popped up everywhere. Old friend claims Meghan's ambition was scripted from the start. Teen footage raises questions about Duchess's real personality. Was Meghan always planning her royal move? And while the world was gleefully watching Prince Harry, he was boiling. Sources close to the couple say that when Harry saw the live stream, he lost it. He reportedly stormed into Meghan's office, furious, demanding to know who this friend was and how she still had access to personal memories or footage. Meanwhile, Meghan was in full-blown crisis mode. She was calling PR teams, flagging videos for takedown, even reaching out to lawyers to threaten defamation suits. But it was too late. The genie had slipped out of the bottle, and the timing couldn't have been more catastrophic. The couple had been preparing for a major media rebrand, something big that was meant to redefine their image after months of criticism. But instead of a comeback, they got chaos. Meghan's as-ever lifestyle brand had already been called performative and overpriced. Harry's latest Netflix project had flopped in viewership. They needed a win. But instead, they got this. A viral scandal that reopened every wound, every controversy they thought had healed. And then, things got darker. Internet sleuths, those relentless digital detectives, began digging into Laya's background. And what they uncovered made the story even more twisted. Apparently, one of the palace-affiliated PR firms, yes, Royal PR, had quietly followed Laya's account weeks before her video went viral. Coincidence? Please. The internet didn't think so. Within hours, theories flooded Reddit and X. Was this whole thing staged? Was it part of a bigger plan? Because let's be real, the timing was too precise. Just days before the viral video, there were reports that King Charles was reviewing the Sussex children's royal status, possibly tightening restrictions around their future titles. And then conveniently, a viral clip emerges humiliating Meghan worldwide. Add to that whispers that Prince William was reinforcing the royal lineage protocols, and suddenly, Meghan's image crisis didn't feel like bad luck anymore. It felt like strategy. Behind closed doors, Meghan was reportedly spiraling. She couldn't sleep. She spent hours on calls with Hollywood contacts and trusted media allies trying to figure out how to flip the story before it crushed her. She even reached out to an old talk show host, one she'd once shared laughs with on air, hoping for a sympathetic sit-down interview to tell her side. But the host's team? They politely turned her down, saying it was too controversial. For Meghan, that was the breaking point. So she did something bold, something classic Meghan. She decided to take control. In a surprise move, Meghan recorded her own emotional video from her Montecito home. No filters, no script, just her, the camera, and tears welling in her eyes. She spoke about how painful it is to see people twist your past for attention, and ended with what she clearly wanted to sound like a powerful line. If you spend your life trying to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be, you'll never be free enough to be who you really are. It should have been empowering, but instead, it backfired. The internet didn't see a victim, they saw an actress. Comments flooded in and they were brutal. She's acting again. It's always tears when she's losing control. No one's twisting your past, they're just showing it. Even late night hosts joined in. One joked, Meghan Markle says she's hurt by people twisting her past. But don't worry, she's already written a Netflix series about it. And then came the knockout punch. Laya posted again. But this time, she had proof. Screenshots, alleged DMs. Supposedly old messages where Meghan, years after becoming famous, reached out saying, "We should catch up soon, but maybe keep it quiet. The press can twist anything." Whether those were real or not didn't even matter anymore. The internet treated them as gospel. And the damage? Nuclear. Harry, according to insiders, was beyond furious. One source described him as ready to pack up and disappear again. Because this wasn't just about a viral video, this was everything he'd sacrificed for. He'd given up his family, his country, his royal position to protect Meghan from this exact kind of storm, and yet, no matter how hard he tried, it just wouldn't stop. Close friends said that, for the first time, Harry started questioning why their scandals never ended. Maybe it wasn't just bad press, maybe it was karma. As one palace aide whispered to the tabloids, Harry's realizing every time they try to control the story, it blows up worse. Maybe it's not the media, maybe it's the truth catching up.